We have a problem with the Haqqanis, or we did, when the embassy was targeted and the DA was killed, including another diplomat, so many others. We appear to be now looking beyond that. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I think India should not look beyond that. See, certain things, it's a past history. Yes, history always lessons have to be learned. But today we have to see our national interest. For India, the strategy is only two. We can only have two options. One is either we enter the race and run the race, or
Hmm.
either we sit down in the stands and watch the race. Today, the race is already going on. The Russians, the Iranians, the Chinese, they are in a big way in Afghanistan. Taliban is a reality. The diplomatic establishments of these countries are functional. America is shortly going to recognize them, and they are also going to come back to Afghanistan by opening their embassies and consulates. So they are all running the race, and in the race, as on date, the major player within shortly would be America and China. Pakistan also is trying to run a race in some manner in Afghanistan, but India is just watching it silently. Now it is high time we have to enter this race, and I feel the way to enter for India is, see, in the strategic realm, Afghanistan is very, very important for us. After all, what is
Yes.
advantage? What is advantages to us in Afghanistan? Well, number one, we are the most liked and loved country in the world, the amongst the Afghans. That is one. Secondly, our acceptability and friendship is very, very good, and we have been trusted neighbors. Now, I think rather than always calling the Pakistan factor, we should get over this Pakistani factor. We should start looking at the larger interest. Now, the larger interest is, firstly, going northwards. Afghanistan is, of course, important to us. Our business trade can flourish there. We can have a lot of trade there. Private partners can go there. The minerals are there. So many things are there. You are aware, during earlier government, the Haji Kak iron ore mines were given to us. The license were
Yeah.
given
Yeah.
to us. Nothing we
Yeah.
have done after that because of the situation. So today we have to have it. We have to start having business. Then I would also say strategically, in Tajikistan, we had a Aini air base. I think we have closed down. That is what the inputs come. We need to
Hmm.
revive that air base because our drawback in Afghanistan today is, Surya, it is only connectivity. We don't have
Yeah.
direct connectivity. And China also does not have a direct connectivity. That is why they're going through Wakhan and they're trying through Peshawar to go to Kabul by train and rail connectivity. United States does not have a direct connectivity. So earlier, when they were there, their stuff was also coming through the northern routes from Russia, Baltic countries, and through Russia and through Central Asian republics. But the bulk of it was going through Pakistan.
Pakistan. Yeah.
Now we have got a connectivity through Iran, the Chabar port, what we are having. And another thing which I'm looking at the longer run, the POK, which is part of us, if we are bordering with Pakistan, so with Afghanistan, we have 100 kilometers of a border with Wakhan corridor. I think this is going to be something in the long run, which perhaps
Hmm.
the people of POK and Gilgit Baltistan, if they revolt and they align with India, I see the CPEC being cut off. This is again to a national interest. So, Aini airbase, this connectivity with what we have with Wakhan corridor, Chabar, the north-south corridor, that is also going to help the Americans, and we are the country which today can start telling the Americans to have their direct connectivity, because if they also want to have mineral resources and critical mining, etc., they have to
Yeah.
have an entry. And for them, the best entry is through Chabar. The other option is Pakistan, and that's what I was telling you. Pakistan will also now enter the race. They will try to
Hmm.
placate United States and tell them we are the best routes of entry, and we have got this Godar and the Khyber, pass and the Chaman pass, and we will get you enrolled. So this is where today India has to be more, I would say, ahead. We have to be strategic in our thinking. Start discussing this with the United States in all possible forums. The Afghan territory is very, very important to us, and we have to also undermine the Chinese influence over there. And maybe another thing I feel, Pakistan, American strategy also could be in the long run. See, they have had 20 years of experience in Afghanistan. They have
Yeah.
assets. Tomorrow, they can also, in time of their own choosing, can start causing problems within the Uyghur area of Xinjiang.
Yeah.
Through the, they can spread the Islamic insurgency there. So
Yeah.
everything is possible. America can do anything, but India today can have trade and development and connectivity. And I think foremost we should do this recognition of Taliban, or at least if not recognition, we can do that later. First and foremost, we need to have our embassy functional, full-fledged embassy. Let us start giving visas to Afghan business people. We verify them. Let the business start flourishing in India and in Afghanistan. And I think otherwise, yeah, I'll go back to your question. Whatever investment we have made, if we keep sitting in the stands and not doing anything and not participate in this, then all those hard work and labor and assets which we have done, then Surya, they will go a waste. So it is high time India needs to be very proactive and take leap forward immediately. First and foremost, let's re-establish their embassy there. We are not going to be threatened by Pakistan. Now Pakistan is being targeted by Afghan Taliban. So
Yeah.
when they are
Yeah.
targeted, so why we should not be afraid, and we have to take some bold decisions and bold risks in the national interest.
So, last question. Do you think we should be working with the US together in Afghanistan?
Yeah, absolutely right. I think with the US, there's a way. See, if you see amongst all the South Asian countries and including in the Asia Pacific, our tariffs have been fairly okay. 26%. Others have gone very, very high. Now, this all sends a message. So I think Trump realizes, he stated that Prime Minister Modi is my dear friend, and this again I feel by autumn, I think the ties would be much better even in the trade aspect, because initial 220-volt jolt President Trump has given to everyone, but India, the way we are doing our talks on trade, etc., I think we need to partner with America on in Afghanistan, and what these peace talks are going on. We can also try to have separate talks with the Taliban and maybe with the U.S. Delegation there, Khalilzad, Zalmai
Yeah.
Khalilzad,
Yeah.
and I think some kind of connectivity we have to have with Americans, because everything, and let me tell you, today the Indian technology, the Indian manpower can be deployed in Afghanistan, and Americans also can work co-jointly with us. We can have joint ventures, not only joint ventures, we can have tri-ventures between us, between Taliban, or I would not use the word Taliban, between Afghanistan and between America. And this is how we can ward off the Chinese influence there jointly between America and between India. So we can play a role very, very smartly. We have to look for, I think the good example is what's happened recently after the Prime Minister visit to Sri Lanka. We had a
Yeah.
UAE person also there in that, and it's a
Yeah.
trilateral. So let's go for trilateral. We are making Americans happy, we are making Afghans happy, and we'll achieve our aims also. So I think our asset is our manpower, our technical experience. Americans cannot bring their people. America can bring their good machines, good drilling machines. So it can be try ventures, and we can do wonders there. And this idea we have to sell to Americans. And I'm quite sure Americans will buy this idea. I think Mr. Piyush Goyal, he's having a lot of trade talks. This idea also he can throw in. And
Yeah.
I think we have got a lot of advantage. We have to now only see timings matter. As on date, the timing matter. Let's enter the fray. Let's enter the race. And you rightly asked the question: should we? I would not use the word align. We can be partners with America and doing everything trilaterally in Afghanistan with the Afghan people.